Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our morning connection. How are you doing this morning? I'm Skip Core. I'm so glad you are here for our daily check-in, our daily discipline, our habit, our ritual, our mental toughness conditioning, especially if you're an older man with a busy, productive life. This message is specifically designed for you. We look at the world a little bit differently at this age. We got to make it happen now. We got to live with a sense of urgency. That's what Morning Connection is all about. I just come to you every single morning, give you some things to think about to start your day, whatever time of day you watch this Morning Connection. All right, in a moment, I'm going to say hello to you watching me on Instagram and on Facebook. So make sure you say good morning. I love that part of the day when we say good morning. Or you're watching me on Facebook. That is awesome too. And make sure that you say hello. Again, in a moment, I'm going to say hello as we start our day. In this Morning Connection, I want to talk about how to stop being a nice guy. All right, in this Morning Connection, I want to talk about how to stop being a nice guy. Maybe you feel as though your kindness isn't appreciated. It's not reciprocated, right? Maybe even taken for weakness, right? You try to do your best for other people. They just don't get it sometimes. It gets frustrating. Why are you going to go out of your way and be a nice guy when, again, they don't see what you're doing? They're not reciprocating. They're not appreciating. Why are you doing all that effort? Do you sometimes feel that you are too nice of a guy? I want to talk about that and a whole lot more during this Morning Connection. So glad I am here with you every single morning to start the day. It gets me up, gets me fired up to start my day. It makes me think about all these things that I bring up, all these topics. I have to think about them, and I'm already ahead of the day, so that I get to share it with you. Hopefully you're getting a lot out of it too, just going through this journey of life together. These are things we think about, and we can talk about them over and over and over again. All right, they're just men's topics, and I'm so glad I can bring to you a lot of things I go through, I've gone through in the past, but more importantly, it's the men who I talk to through my one-on-one coaching, give them accountability and discipline and focus to their goals, their biggest goals in life. You know, people know me as a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. But you probably know this if you're watching this Morning Connection, that personal development is key to everything that we want to get more of, even our physical body. Whatever journey, I found this out to be whatever journey we're going through, whatever we're challenged with, whether it's relationships, our physical body, our job, making more money, whatever it is, we got to go through a personal development journey that we have to assess all the great things about us that brought us to this point, really appreciate those things that are great about us and step in, become better. But a lot of times, maybe some of the things that made us great, certainly the things that we're challenged with, has us to this point in life. And maybe you know what this is like. I know I've felt this way in the past, is where, I'm putting in all the effort. I'm doing, better than most. 7.5 on a scale from 1 to 10, right? Can't complain about that. Right, when you see so many other people struggling. But you didn't work this hard just to get this hard, right? How do you crack the code? Sometimes the things that are great about you that got you to this point, you need to take on some self-awareness, some personal development, maybe make some shifts if you're ever going to get past that 7.5. And that's what, through my one-on-one coaching, I help men realize with objectivity and perspective. I can't tell you what to do with your life, all right? I mean, you live your life, you're a big boy, you made it this far. Smart enough to watch this Morning Connection every day. But when you have two brains and one skilled brain on my end, helping you, guide you, give you that clarity, activity, make you step into your power, see your power. That's what this Morning Connection is all about. I remind you of who you really are, what you're all about, what you really want. Right? You have two brains, one skilled brain who is detached from your limiting beliefs, your fears, maybe some of your challenges in the past that intellectually they shouldn't be holding you back. Well, I'm here just to boost you up, give you that clarity. And that's what I do with my men, a one-on-one. We talk at the same time every single week. The calls are recorded. I take you through a process before the session, after the session. Not just two guys talking, even though that's a nice part of it. Through those one-on-one coaching sessions, we're dealing with so many men who are just like us, a little bit older, busy, productive life, successful and those others, just trying to crack the code, figure out the pattern to that higher level. Right, that's what gives me the inspiration, the topics that I talk about during our morning connections. So, let's see what we got going on here. All right, Nathan, good to have you here over on Instagram. Hossein on Instagram, glad you are here, sir. Continue to say hello. I'll catch you whether it's now or before I log off. I love the connection part of the morning connection here. All right, so let's see who we have on Facebook. Facebook, I love you guys. I love saying good morning. I love Ben. I love that Ben does as he watches this show. He takes down his biggest takeaways. And I love reading what Ben has to say. I would love for you to do that same thing too, so I can do more of it for you. Good morning, Omer. Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning, Lewis. And good morning, Al. All right, I see Jody and more over on Facebook. Masashi is here. Paul is here. Good morning, sir. Brian. All right, and Jorak. Okay. Love this part. Thank you for saying good morning, and continue to do that whether you're watching this live or on a replay version. So, how to stop being a nice guy? Do you feel as though you've got, you look out for other people, right? It's tough enough taking care of yourself, right? But you have gone a step beyond. You look out for the needs of other people. You try to be that nice guy, try to help others. That's the right thing to do, right? Probably that's your value system. If you're watching this morning connection, I seem to attract a lot of men who are like me. And so if that sounds like you, right, you're that nice guy. But do you ever feel frustrated? Like, why am I doing all this? Why? I got to worry about myself. But in addition to worrying about myself, expecting more of myself, I look out for other people. And it gets frustrating. They don't look out for you. It takes you all that willpower, focus, energy, time to go out of your way, and it's not reciprocated. You're a nice guy, all right? Even worse than it not being reciprocated. Sometimes we don't care if it's not reciprocated, but they don't appreciate, like, why did I do all that? And they don't even appreciate what you do. Sometimes you might feel it's even taken advantage of. Not only it's not appreciated, they push you for even more, and you're thinking, what are you talking about? All right, so it's not reciprocated, it's not appreciated. It seems like just a waste of your time. Sometimes they even take it as weakness. All right, do you ever feel that way? I know I felt that way in the past. I want to give you some things to think about because, like I said, when we're having challenges in life, even like when you feel as though you're too nice of a guy, how to stop being a nice guy. A lot of times when we take inventory of ourselves, when we become more self-aware, we realize that we have to take responsibility. Sometimes we set up the frame. It's our doing because, not because we're dumb, we're stupid, we're broken, defective. It's not because anything defective in the way we're thinking, anything wrong. We have the best intentions, but there may be a different way of looking at it. When we really look at ourselves, we have more control, even over the way we're treated, than we may think. And again, we don't want to just do a 180-degree turn and be a jerk. You don't want to be that, right? What is that happy medium where you can continue to be the nice guy, but have it appreciated, reciprocated, have people look out for you? A lot of times we treat people. You're that nice guy because you want it to be reciprocated. We treat people the way we want to be treated. And that's the thing I want to talk about. It gave me clarity because, I was a guy, in my mind, I was too nice of a guy, and I felt all the ways that I shared with you, so if you can relate to that. As I've evolved, I've grown, I pushed myself. Like I said, any pattern can be figured out, even if you want more respect, more reciprocation for the nice things you do, stop being a nice guy. There's a pattern to figure out, right? We can all figure out the patterns. And a lot of times, if we're here and we want to get there, we got to go on a personal development journey. And I found that out to be whether it's fitness, whether it's financial, relationships, whatever it may be, everything, business. There's a personal development journey to get you past that 7.5, to what you work for, that 8, 9, 10, the really good things in life that you want to experience, right? And one thing I realized is that, my view of the world, all right, my exchange system, right, my barter system, right, if you really want to think about it, if I do this, this, and this, the other person should put this much appreciation on it and maybe do this, this, and this for me. Now, I wasn't conscious of that. All right. If I put, well, I'm going to do this for them, that is so important. That's a 10 out of 10. Don't they understand that? When I do this, this, and this, it is a scale from 1 to 10. And you know, that's not easy. And we have our values, the way we look at the world, and we put this value on the things we do. All right. And when even like we're going out of our way, something that's really important to us that we would love for people to do to us, it's a 10, it's a 10, it's a 10, 11 out of 10. And even when they do sort of appreciate it, like they see it about an 8, we're thinking, wait a second, that was an 11 out of 10. That's not enough, right? We don't consciously think of that, right? But when I started realizing this whole barter system, there's no universal rules. Just because it's important to me, and I jam it down somebody's throat, or I think it's important, I say, here, aren't you so appreciative? That doesn't mean they value it the same way. And I realized that my barter system, my exchange currency rate of if I do this, they should see it a certain way and certainly do that about it. That was all off. That was just my imagination, my values. Now, it's great when you find a person who believes in your same value system, your barter system, your currency from exchange of all the good thoughts and intentions you do. But you probably realize that this in life. That doesn't happen too often. Maybe out of 100 people, maybe you'll find 10 or 15 who are just like you. You just be you, your value system, they get it, right? But the best things in life are we can negotiate with the other 85 out of 100, right? And that takes mental and emotional flexibility. And I realized is that my currency exchange, my barter rate, it was way off. I was assuming that because I think that way, they were thinking that way. So now, number one, it was a lot of wasted energy for me because I didn't understand that. Because, I don't know if you've ever had somebody give you something that was really important to them and it wasn't important to you. You wish that they would have just saved it, let alone get all upset about it. And that's what I kind of felt about it. Right? That's number one, is assuming that what you value, other people value. Obviously, they don't. Right? It's not that they should. That's your opinion that they should. We all get to value whatever we want out of ourselves. So that's number one. I was being a nice guy in my book, but that's not their book, and that's what's important, especially if I'm going to get upset about it. So that's number one. A lot of times, too, it's how you set up the frame of the relationship. And what I mean by that is the unstated, sometimes stated expectations. Relationships are just agreements between two people. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you agree upon because we have all different ways of looking at the world. I didn't set up good frames of relationship. I just assumed that it would all work out, but it wasn't stated. Now, a lot of things that when you think you're a nice guy and you're getting passive aggressive and mad about it, I'll tell you, one thing I realize stepping in other people's shoes, and maybe you've experienced this, is that sometimes just being quiet and getting mad, and even if you don't say anything, why aren't they doing this? I'm such a nice guy, right? Even if you don't say anything, they know, right, by your body language, by your voice, how engaged you are, that you're getting upset. You're getting pissed that they're not reciprocating your efforts, right? And I'll tell you something. I don't know if you've been on this end, but this will give you rethink this nice guy thing, is that a lot of times, like, why don't you just tell me? Right? I have to read, what's this passive aggressive? Why the downgrade in your connection level, right? What's going on? You're not being a nice guy by not telling them. Now, again, you need to use influence and persuasion and tact. Don't wait till you just are so fed up with being a nice guy that they don't get it, that you lash out. You're not being a nice guy by not telling them what's bothering you. And again, I don't mean that in a just negative way, get upset. Right? A lot of times, again, we're putting it's this imaginary box we put ourselves in that get us more and more frustrated. One thing I also realized about being too nice of a guy is that you heard that saying, nice guys finish last. I definitely do not believe that's true, that nice guys finish last. I think that a lot of us, I'll just speak for me, maybe this is true of you, is we confuse being a nice guy with being a pleaser. All right, think about that. And there's a saying that says, nice guys don't finish last, pleasers do. All right, and what do I mean by a pleaser? Someone that, you put your needs second. This is what I ultimately want out of the situation, but I'm going to put that aside because I'm such a nice guy, right? And then what you do is you work on pleasing them. You zone into what's important to them, what they want to do. You're such a great job of pleasing them. And then you've done your job. You said, okay, I've done my job and please them. Now help you get, now reciprocate it, all right? I was a nice guy for a reason. That's reciprocated, right? And you spend all that time pleasing, wondering what they think and everything. I'll tell you, most people, the people you want to hang around, they want a big, strong frame. You tell them what they want. Exactly. You're bold enough to. You understand this, emotional exchange, this currency that I'm talking about. That's your perception isn't necessarily those. You communicate, set a strong frame. You tell them what you want. All right. And you don't start by pleasing first. Just worrying about them and worry about yourself later. And again, I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm not being a jerk. Right? I realize that, like a lot of stuff, just tell them what you want. Do it tactfully. Do it with some elegance and some grace and some empathy, right? But I don't know. I hope that all this is helpful, because I know it could be frustrating when you go out of your way, you do that effort, and you be that nice guy, and it isn't reciprocated. How to stop being a nice guy? Well, I hope some of the things that I brought up is this whole nice guy thing might be an illusion. You might be a lot of wasted willpower, focus, energy, and time doing things that is not good for the other person or you. Maybe that nice guy that you think you are, maybe that's unfair to yourself, and it's unfair to other people. And maybe some things I talk about during this give you something to think about when you want to, how to stop being a nice guy. All right, hey, I'm going on a 12-week transformation journey. I've got men from all over the world joining me. It's my 12-week fitness transformation for older men with a busy, productive life. I talk about this mental and emotional growth that you see infused in everything I do, even with fitness. Right? This journey, I'm going to help you with why you must get in shape at this age, the training strategy, end up all that confusion, frustration, overwhelm, and also with the nutrition. Get you on a training plan, a nutrition plan that you are certain and confident. And all that confusion and frustration that you get all over the internet, take it then through one-on-one coaching. Then we go on a 12-week journey with a group coaching calls. You're connected with me for 12 weeks and more. When we are done with this, you'll have that absolute certainty when it comes to your fitness. It'll just be a matter of doing it for the rest of your life. And at this age, that's what you must do. If you are ready for mental, emotional, and of course physical growth, become the total package, get this area of fitness under control, then you want to join my 12-week fitness transformation journey. Go to skiplacore.com/transformation. Fill out that question. I'm talking to men just like you all over the world, the day and night, right? Fill out that questionnaire, even if you're the slightest bit anxious. You want some of this energy as you grow older? You want to be fit? You want this mental toughness conditioning? All right, you want to join me on this 12-week fitness transformation. Fill out that question. It'd be nice just to talk to you. Even if we find that's not a good fit, all right, I'd just love to talk to you 10 or 15 minutes. I'll be more than happy to invest 10 or 15 minutes to see if it's a good fit, just to connect with you, because we're going to be connected for 12 weeks and more on this 12-week fitness transformation journey that is specifically designed for older men with busy, productive lives. Join me. Go to skiplacore.com. Fill out that questionnaire. Fill it out. Maybe I can talk to you today. All right, so that's going to do it for today. Connection. I love connect with you. I love you coming back every single day for this mental toughness conditioning, and that's for you, Johnny. Johnny loves the double biceps and the explosion sound. He told me that over on Instagram. My wife loves that picture too, so I got to make sure I put it in our daily connection again. That power. All right, so when you're a little bit older, this message is specifically designed for those of us, those men of just like you and me. We're driven. We want more out of life. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. We've got to take on the day with a sense of urgency. That's what I'm here to remind you. Take on this day with a sense of urgency. Take care of our bodies, train and eat with a sense of urgency. Produce for your family, your legacy, on the job, for your business. Get that business going. Do it with it. If you're not going to do it now, when are you going to do it? With a sense of urgency today. Love, connect with the people you care about with that sense of urgency too. Remember, everything in life runs in patterns. Some are more complex than others. Some you get really quickly. Those are the ones we love. Some take you a long time. You think, what's wrong with me? Am I dumb? Why is everybody else getting it? Some patterns we don't figure out as quickly, and a lot in between. But everything in life, your biggest challenge in life is just figure out the pattern. That's an empowering belief that I look at everything that I'm challenged with. Everything in life runs in a pattern. We all can figure out the pattern if we are persistent enough, if we're resourceful enough, if we're flexible enough. Even the pattern of how to stop being a nice guy. It's just a pattern. Hey, let me help you figure out those patterns, right? If you want to know more about my one-on-one coaching, reach out to me. Send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com, or direct message me here on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. All right? Expect the best from yourself today. Expect the best from your efforts. Expect the best from other people. They will get you. It's just a matter of time. All right? So keep on keeping on. Those people will get you and the value and the message that you provide. How can they not get you? You are a force to be reckoned with. Have a great day.